So I'm Drew Dillman, co-founder of Ignition Coach Co. We got Lance Haidet here. If anybody has signed up for coaching with Lance, this is a get to know your coach opportunity. So Lance, tell me about yourself.
Well, my name is Lance Haidet, and I'm from San Luis Obispo, California. I currently race for Legion of Los Angeles and kind of do the road stuff with them, and then also represent them on the gravel, mountain bike, and cyclocross as well.
Yeah, you're in a cool spot because like Legion is known obviously for their road squad, and you don't exactly like fit into that. You're like you're doing your own thing. And
I know,
but it's cool because I think they want somebody. They want to be represented in that scene, and you're doing that for them. So it's totally cool.
Yeah, and no, I mean I'm super grateful that I'm on a program that supports that. I mean, obviously make it a little difficult on myself because obviously the team has to focus on what the team does, which is crits and road racing for the most part. But they definitely help me out where they can, or at least put me in contact with sponsors that can to do the off-road stuff as well. And I don't know, I do think it brings some value to what the team is doing, just to be represented in all aspects of the sport.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So what about off the bike? Like, what do you? I mean, besides bike racing, because you got to be more than a bike racer.
Totally.
What else is there about you?
You know what? So I'm really glad it's almost over, but I'm in my last quarter of school right now. I go to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Nice.
Studying mechanical engineering. So total nerd off the bike.
Yeah, right.
But no, it's good. I mean, it's been a long process trying to balance racing, travel, and not the easiest path in school, but I wouldn't change it. It's good.
Yeah. What do you hope to do with that one day? I mean, you
know
have to have something in mind, right?
Yeah.
Like work on astronaut, like spaceships or
spaceships. Yeah, some SpaceX stuff. I mean, right now, like I definitely want to continue being in the bike world and racing. And one of the cool things is working with SRAM. We've built a good relationship, and hopefully, can work into something where I'm still racing, but also aiding them in the more technical design side or testing side of things. So, that's kind of the initial path, and then I don't know. The cool thing is like with mechanical engineering, you can almost get into any industry, whether it's construction, cars, motorcycles, or you can build HVAC systems for buildings. So,
or bike parts.
Yeah. So
that'd be cool though. Like if you were working with SRAM, that'd be pretty cool because like how many pro guys that are getting like top 5 in the races they enter actually like have the mechanical engineering background to be able to go back to the sponsors and say like, oh, this needs to be tweaked because of these torques and these forces and, and these newtons and all that. You know, like that's pretty cool. That's like an interesting aspect.
Yeah, and no, I mean I think that's kind of where where it all fits together. And I don't know, there's something to be said for like there's other industries out there that might pay more or might have like these cool opportunities, but I love racing bikes, and if I can combine the more professional work with the racing, it's pretty sweet. So
I mean, this is a smooth transition. So like how does Ignition fit into that? You know, that's a lot of what you're talking about between you trying to mold your mechanical engineering in with your racing.
Totally.
Like the goal, it sounds like, is so that you can keep racing.
Yeah.
And so I'll kind of answer the question that I just asked, but like that was totally one of the reasons why we started the whole company. Is me and Dylan were trying to figure out how to race, but also pay the bills. You know, like it's tough being a bike racer. You know, if you make money, it's not much. A lot of people don't, and so it's like, you know, we wanted to provide this opportunity for elite level racers who are trying to make it in the pro ranks. But also have to pay their own bills. And so like I feel like we're doing it. We're kind of like creating this cool atmosphere of like all of our coaches are high level racers or used to be. And you're a perfect example of that. It's like if we can help you become a better racer by connecting you with athletes and showing you how to coach them, like mission accomplished. Like that's pretty cool, you know. So that's pretty sweet.
No, and I mean that's why I got on board with you guys. I mean, obviously we're friends, so that helped too. But yeah, no, I mean working as a coach for Ignition, like it. Not only one has it given me like the opportunity to share my experience, share what I've learned from years of training and racing with people, which is super like awesome. But also it's like it's given me. I mean, granted, I don't have with all the other things like I don't have time to have the biggest roster of athletes, nor do I really want that. Like, if I'm working with athletes, I want to be a little more like have a relationship with them rather than just someone I need to write their training plan and respond to comments.
But that's a little bit of extra income in your wallet to help you keep doing what you want to do. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what we want.
Exactly.
And like, I feel like there's this I don't know, like this misconception of like, oh, if you don't have a sports physiology degree, then you're not that good of a coach. But like, we've been racing for so long that we should have a sports physiology degree. And like, dude, we know the ins and outs of what it takes to be a good athlete. Totally. You know, so
and the thing is like what I mean, just from my own experience, and now like a little over a year of coaching experience, it's like there's a lot that can be explained by the like very technical data and power numbers and whatever data is being presented on Training Peaks and having that like physiological knowledge. But also like, dude, there's a lot of it that is just like mental.
Yep.
And that mental part you don't get through looking at like research papers. You don't get that through experience.
Oh yeah.
And just like the ins and outs and how you can perform when the mindset is in the right spot.
Yeah.
So that's one of the questions I thought you were going to ask, or you were going to ask, was like
what's your philosophy? Philosophy.
Yeah, philosophy of coaching. And it's like, I often try to find like a balance between what their numbers are saying and what the actual like specific intervals or block of like training that I have you in right now.
Yeah.
But also really being in like contact and communication and seeing where you are up here.
Yeah.
Because that's like, you can put in all the work in the world and be dialed with recovery and all this stuff, but if you're not like wanting to freaking go hard and put in the work, it's like, you're not going to find the potential.
You're going to struggle. Yeah. So, that's some good stuff. Yeah, the mental side. I mean, obviously you have to have physical capacity.
Yeah, totally.
But if you have the physical capacity and you lack the mental side of it, it's like you're not optimizing the physical capacity you have. Totally. So it's like, I totally think about that a lot. You know, like, of like unlocking some mental tricks or whatever to unlock more of my physical that I know is there, but like I'm being held back by mental things. Yeah,
totally.
It's a tough spot.
It is a tough spot because it is like when you're trying to train seriously, you do have to be serious and you have to be like on top of your stuff. But also, it's very easy, I find, for athletes to like. You get so serious and so into the numbers and so into like hitting the workouts perfectly that then you, over time, you forget like the inner like fire and the ignition of why you're doing it, right?
Love it. Yes.
They get the catalyst.
Yes.
And that's like, I feel like that why you're doing it often. I mean, you're racing bikes because it's fun, right?
Oh yeah. It's fun to go fast.
Yeah, it's fun to go fast. And that's like, that, I mean, even just in my own training, it's like, on the days that I go out and train and I'm like, I want to do this because it's fun and awesome, or days that I'm racing and I have that same attitude, they always go the best.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's good. Yeah.
But,
I was going to say, like you said you only have like a year of coaching experience.
Proper coaching,
but, like, you have so much experience from years and years of racing. Like, you've won, I don't know, off the top of my head, your biggest cycling accomplishment was in the same year you won U23 cross nights and road nights, right? The same year?
They were 1 year apart.
1 year apart. But you're U23 road champion and cyclocross champion, 2 different disciplines. Like, it's pretty big accolade. Is there something bigger than that I'm missing?
You know what?
What's your favorite cycling?
Those are my favorite, I think. Yeah. I mean, there's been other ones. I mean, there's also been, so my thing is, like, I feel as an athlete, I'm very consistent, but I'm very consistently, like, the dude right off the podium. Like, I'm like 4th or 5th.
That's exactly how I feel. Yeah, I'm always
totally.
6th or 7th.
Yeah.
And I'm like, a couple more spots, and I'm right there contending for a podium spot.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's tough that way, because, like, you don't have, like, just these amazing accolades and results. Right. But honestly, yeah, like, when it all does click, I think those 2 national championships are definitely, like, what I'm proud of, for sure. Yeah.
But the reason I mentioned the accomplishments and the race experience is because you do have, like, a bunch, like years and years, probably nearly a decade of race experience that you can immediately transfer over to coaching. Because, like,
totally.
I feel like some of the big conversations we have with athletes is, like, what do I eat the morning before a race? Or, like, what kind of warm-up do I do? And, like, how do I peak? Like, all these things that you've done over and over and over again to the highest level.
Yep.
Now you're just telling other people how to do it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you definitely don't need to have this whole list of degrees. You've proven yourself that you know what to do to be successful.
Totally. And I mean, the thing is like, I've worked with multiple coaches myself as an athlete, and it's like, through many years, almost a decade of that, it's like you learn what works and what doesn't, and what you can do, just from my own experience of, like, what I liked about different coaches and how they went about the relationship between coach and athlete. Like, I think that experience is what comes in handy, for sure.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of coaching?
My favorite part of coaching,
I guess from your perspective now as a coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I would say my favorite part of coaching is, like, so as an athlete, like, I'd say I'm 95% of the time, like, do exactly what my coach has me do.
Yeah.
But there's definitely 5% of the time where it's like, I need to change things around, or I have something come up, or I really don't feel like doing that. But I've worked now with a couple athletes that are, like, perfect. Like,
really?
They do it exactly. And I'm like, dude,
wow.
that is rare. Truly impressive.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. But also
that motivates you. To see people, like, trusting you that much, that they've totally bought in, and they see, like, I trust this guy, I'm going to do everything he says.
It's super motivating.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But on the other side of that is, like, athletes that have a bunch of stuff going on in their life. They're fathers or exactly, right? Or they got full-time jobs and they're married, and, like, there's a lot of stuff in life.
Yeah.
And what also is really motivating is, like, those athletes that figure out how to make it happen, and over the course of a season see major improvements and get these results that they weren't even expecting, while having all of the rest of the stuff on their plate as well. And their willingness to, like, just communicate that with me is, like, dude, that's awesome. Because as you know, my like, when I get really focused on whether it's training or school or whatever, like, I get really bad at texting people back, or like communicating like the stuff that I'm going through.
Yeah.
Where it's like, when an athlete is, like, very open with, like, I've got this going on, I can't do this, how can we work around it?
Oh yeah.
Like, I love figuring out how to. It's kind of like a puzzle. It's like, where can we move things around and make it the most beneficial, like,
for that person.
Yeah, which is cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I often say, like, communication is, like, that's, like, the biggest, I don't know, black hole or mist in coaching. You know, like, people get so focused on the numbers, but like communication is so important. The reason we communicate is to gain understanding, and so like the more that the communication airways are opened, the better we can coach, the better they can be athletes. Like I totally believe that.
Totally. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
sweet.
So,
I think
that's good.
I think that's it. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Dude, I think we covered it. That was perfect.
Sweet. Tomorrow's a World Cup, man.
World Cup, baby.
Right.
Cyclocross. Let's go.
All right. Well, good luck tomorrow.
Yeah,
Thanks for taking the time to do this. And if you're signing up for coaching and you want Lance as your coach, just let us know in the email. Thanks.